Scrolling with Haley. Join Haley Caronia as she scrolls through the biggest headlines.
If you haven't watched this show before, we do blind reactions. I have not seen these videos, so I am seeing them for the first time with all of you. We're going to implement the tinfoil hat time segments and all the stuff you know and love. And I'm going to finish the show and answer some of your questions. Someone asked me what made you get into podcasting, and I was producing podcasts for other people. And I was like, I could do this for myself, and here I am.
Scrolling with Haley. Follow and listen on your favorite platform.
It is 11 o'clock. Welcome back in. This is Three-Man Front on a Wednesday. Appreciate Scott Hamilton joining the program. Also talked to Brian Edwards from Vegas Insider, and now happy to be joined on the program for the first time, Ryan Bartow from Auburn Undercover. And if you're a subscriber to Auburn Undercover, you noticed a few changes with the website. Now Auburn Undercover is independent, is now not part of the 247 network. And Ryan is coming on board to cover the Auburn Tigers, and he joins us now on the Higginbotham hotline. Ryan, welcome to Three-Man Front. I hope you're well.
Good morning. Yes, the site just launched this morning at 8 a.m. I arrived in Auburn yesterday after hitting up a couple high schools on the way down from my home state of Wisconsin and giving this passionate fan base all the juice and more that they deserve.
All right, so tell me, Ryan, you're from Wisconsin. First impressions of Auburn, Alabama.
Well, I did 7 years at Clemson when I worked for Rivals.com. Very similar program to me, passionate fan base, awesome geography. You can get probably 90% of your roster in 3 states, and Saturdays are the most important here in the Deep South.
And a lot of people will say that Clemson is Auburn, but it has a lake. It's kind of the only difference.
Exactly. I've heard that one for a while. So, yeah, it's exciting to be in a place where there's good weather, there's great talent, there's real defensive linemen, and there's like-minded individuals.
Well, I want to start this, and I know that, going rhyme and verse about all of the wins that they've had recruiting-wise for this Auburn team, but with your strong background being at Rivals for a very long time, Auburn's putting together a very nice class right now, right around the top 10, depending on what service you want to subscribe to. But overall, just the people that you talk around the country, just kind of mention that about this Auburn football program and the positive nature in regards to the recruiting.
Yeah, it's been impressive. I think they have a good NIL base. They have great geography where you're right next to the 4th best state in the country for talent in Georgia. Literally in the last 15 years, because remember, I spent all that time at Clemson, and Dabo is from Alabama, so he would always take a few guys from his home state every year. I think the quality of talent in the state of Alabama and paying the high school coaches is a big reason, has increased tenfold in the last 15 years, especially where you guys are at in Birmingham, Montgomery, and I love the kids in Mobile. And so that's improved a lot. And Auburn traditionally has had a good brand where I used to live when I worked for 24/7 in Fort Lauderdale and Broward. They've been able to dip in and get some of the top players in South Carolina and in D-line heaven in North Carolina as well. So I think there's a lot of excitement with the new staff here. I think it starts at the top with Alex Golesh, a Midwest guy, really, really good personality, but most of all, a hustler and good work ethic. And he surrounded himself with a ton of elite recruiters. Larry Porter is one of the best in the country in regards to talent acquisition. DJ Durkin, DeMarcus Van Dyke was mentioned a ton when I was at McEachern High School yesterday with Kareem Reed's loaded roster, and the list goes on. So talent acquisition is the name of the game, and I'm a big-time believer in players over plays, and I think you're seeing a lot of that already, and that when you add that up, that really equals a promising future for the Auburn Tigers.
As for this season, Ryan, when you look at the makeup of this Auburn roster, position groups are by player. Why should Auburn fans be excited?
One, you have a real dual threat QB in Byron Brown. He's 6'3", 230. He's proven on the college level. That's what wins on Saturdays. Not Sundays. On Saturdays, dual threat QBs that can make plays with not only their arm but their feet. That way you can play 12 against 11. And when Auburn traditionally is good whether it was Marshall or Newton, and the list goes on, they've had a real dual threat QB. Combine that with a spread tempo offense that has a heavy emphasis on the run game. They're extremely improved at offensive tackle, which in the past has been probably their biggest bugaboo. They went in the portal and got 2 real ones at offensive tackle. I think they've upgraded through the portal their receiving core. And most of all, they have the best linebacker in the conference. They have depth on the D-line. My only concerns going in the season, and this is from Golesh a couple of weeks ago, he mentioned on a different podcast, how does the O-line with 5 new guys mesh together, and how does that secondary come together? Because the rest of the roster is pretty strong, and gosh, it needs to be, because when you play in the deep end of the pool in the SEC, there's really no breaks.
Talking to Ryan Bartow from Auburn Undercover. Need to check out Auburn Undercover, brand new site. Same great coverage of Auburn athletics there at auburnundercover.com. All right, Ryan, let's talk about the ceiling for this team, because you just mentioned a lot of positive attributes about this team, especially on the offensive side of the ball. And Durkin's got some great pieces coming back on the defensive side. Bowl game, we all predict here on this show, that's going to happen for Auburn. But what, in your opinion, as of this moment, it is still summertime, no fall camp yet, but where's the ceiling, in your opinion, when you look at that schedule?
I mean, it's very doable because you get your tough games in the first month against an improved Vanderbilt team, against the Gators on my birthday, against Baylor. They're all in like home field advantage. But once you get to October, check this out. At Tennessee, at Georgia, you're hosting LSU, and at Ole Miss, who I think is one of the top 2 or 3 teams in the SEC. I mean, that's murderer's row. And then it eases off in the last month with Arkansas, and then at Mississippi State, Samford, and then the Iron Bowl, of course. But I think the goal in year 1 here is to do something they haven't done here in 5 years, have a winning record, get to a bowl game, show promise, show progress, and then you bring in a top 10 recruiting class with that. You're probably going to add a bunch of pieces in the portal, and then you're off and going with a solid foundation.
You're absolutely right. As we continue here with Ryan Bartow, Auburn Undercover, joining us on 3-Man Front, joining us on the Higginbotham Hotline. Some of those coin flip games, and you mentioned them, but individual games, you mentioned the schedule, the stretch of having to go to Tennessee, having to go to Athens, getting LSU, but that first quarter of the season, the first 4 games, you get Baylor, got Southern Miss, Florida, and Vanderbilt. Florida, is that a coin flip game for you? Do you give the Gators an edge here in the preseason?
I think Florida is in a very, very similar situation as Auburn. New coach, talented roster, but quite frankly, in the last half decade has underachieved. Both hungry fan bases. That is a coin flip game. The advantage Auburn has is it's at home. And if it was the other way, you might flip the coin the other way. But that's probably their toughest game in the first month.
Traditionally, how have teams that you covered on your birthday fared?
They've never lost, man. It's a special day.
Okay. All right. That's what Auburn fans wanted to hear.
There's no doubt about that. Well, Ryan, listen, we wanted to welcome you to Alabama. Wanted to welcome you to the beat as Auburn Undercover launches their brand new site today. Look forward to catching up with you as the season progresses. And once again, welcome to Alabama.
Welcome to Alabama, Ryan.
Hey, I appreciate both you guys. I'd be happy to come on anytime. Stopped and saw the top running back in the country Monday, Myson, Johnson, Cook. And guys, this guy is going to make Auburn fans very happy. All a 6'2", 240, runs a 10.3. He's like a Stephen Davis. I'm not going to compare anybody to Bo Jackson, but he's got some Rudy Johnson, Brent Fullwood to him. Very, very unique guy. But most of all, to all your listeners, hop on to Auburn Undercover. I've covered recruiting on a national level for a long time. I'll go to 85 to 90 schools before Thanksgiving. Nobody will provide more well-sourced juice and on-site coverage than the independent market leader in auburnundercover.com.
You're going to enjoy wintertime a lot more down here.
Amen. Thank the good Lord.
Amen. Amen.
Thank you, Ryan. Great to catch up. We'll talk to you again very soon.
Have a blessed day, guys.
Thank you so much. That is Ryan Bartow
like that
from
guy.
Auburn Undercover. He joined us on the Higginbotham Hotline. Higginbotham is your one-source solution for insurance, financial, and HR services. Speaking of Auburn, when we come back, a little bit of Auburn basketball news that we will share with you. That's next on Three Man Front.
Scrolling with Haley.
I am Haley Carania. I scroll with the homies here in the live chat because there's a lot to scroll through on X, on Instagram, on TikTok.
Cutting through the clutter, one hot take at a time.
Love seeing you all in the chat before the show. I tried to jump in just a few minutes before to say hello. I love the chat interaction. Thank you for helping. But I do it to get all of the videos and all of the content that you won't find anywhere else.
Scrolling with Haley.
Just search that up and I will be there.
Follow and listen on your favorite platform.